The Bible encourages us to think for ourselves, to use our own power of reason. It teaches us to value the truth. So while we are interested in how others view us, we adhere to Bible principles, even if it means that we become unpopular. What? I know. I'll play that again. Hey, what's poppin'? It's your boy Jay the Comedian. How y'all doing today? And how am I doing? Oh, I feel pretty good. I'm feeling real good today. Now, I'm making this video because, as you all know, that Christmas has just recently passed. I had a great Christmas, by the way. I hope you also had a great Christmas. Let me know in the comments how good your Christmas was. Let me know what gifts you got and all that good stuff. I'm going to read through. Don't tell me if you did something freaky. I don't want to know nothing about that. But while I was going through Christmas, I thought to myself, I wonder what the JWs are up to. So, of course, I went to jw.org. And the first thing on there, on the very first page, is why we do not celebrate Christmas or whatever. So I ended up pulling up the article and reading it. Now, while reading the article, the same thing that normally happens. I was extremely gaslit just reading part of this article. So I'm going to take the time to just point out exactly how crazy this is. Now, I'm going to read it to you. Well, you can read along. I'm going to put it up on the screen. So check it out. Here we go. Why make Christmas an issue? Many still celebrate Christmas despite knowing about its pagan roots and lack of support from the Bible. Such persons could ask, why should Christians take such an unpopular stance? Why make an issue? The Bible encourages us to think for ourselves, to use our own power of reason. It teaches us to value the truth. So while we are interested in how others view us, we adhere to Bible principles, even if it means that we become unpopular. What? Are you kidding me? Now, the idea of being gaslit, well, basically, let me explain what being gaslit is. And the reason I'm explaining is because I just recently learned it not too long ago. Like within the last 5 years, I think I learned it. So basically, to be gaslit is for somebody to get you to believe that you're starting to lose your mind by making you believe that things that you see and hear aren't really happening. And things that you've experienced didn't happen really. And the reason why this is done is because they're trying to get you to doubt your ability to reason. They're trying to get you to doubt your ability to make decisions and things like that. One of the things they use is they use the fact that at some point in your life you made a mistake, and they try to use that as a life sentence. For instance, if you get a decision wrong, the next time you have to make a decision, they'll remind you, oh, you remember you got that last decision wrong, right? And the reason they do that is because now the decision making goes to them. And they have the control over decision making because you feel like because you made a wrong decision that you can no longer be capable of making a correct decision. And that's completely inaccurate and that's completely wrong. And it's a terrible thing to do to somebody, to try to get them to believe that it's something wrong with them. Like, is this something wrong with me? Can I not hear? Am I going crazy? That's what they're trying to do. And the reason that is so important right now is because if you read that, that's an incredible little paragraph right there. They're saying the Bible encourages us to think for ourselves and use our powers of reason. You see, this is the thing that Jehovah Witnesses do. They give temporary life advice. You know what I mean? Like, you cannot give people temporary life advice. You have to give them either life advice or shut the hell up. You can't go around telling people, hey, don't piss on an electrical fence, except if it's charged by a battery. If it's like charged by battery, whiz away. No, it's gonna be bad, regardless if it's charged by a battery or some other type of charge. As long as it's electrically charged, don't piss on an electrical fence. But this is the thing. While they're saying right here to encourage, like the Bible encourages us to think for ourselves, that doesn't apply when it comes to ex-Jehovah Witnesses and them making the case as far as what's wrong with the organization and pointing out flaws of things that go on inside the organization. Because they know if you use your own powers of reasoning and your own understanding, it could lead you to leave the organization. So they have absolutely no reason to even try to get you to use your brain. And that's something that I always find like kind of crazy to me. Because if you believe that God made you and he gave you the unbelievable power to reason and logically like understand the world around you, there's no other species on the planet that can do it on the level that humans can do it. It's something special. So for anybody to ask you not to use that should automatically disqualify them from any type of authority position ever. It's that simple. Like, for instance, Christmas itself, it may have had bad beginnings. I'm gonna be honest with you, I haven't like researched it too much, but does it matter if it had bad beginnings? Because right now, if you were to celebrate it, I don't celebrate Christmas based on how it began to like keep the tradition going. No, I celebrate it because it makes me feel good. It makes my kids feel good. It makes my family feel good and makes us happy. There's no spirituality involved at all in the way we celebrate Christmas. And if I were to worship a God, my God would be intelligent enough to know that, okay, he's not celebrating Christmas with the thought process of why it started and in a way to disrespect me. Like, that's what my God would think. My God would have the ability to understand and read my heart and know that that's not why I'm doing what I'm doing. You understand? Like, if you're telling me that God is too dumb to understand that somebody could do something for different reasons than why something initially started, like he can't comprehend how things can change, is this the God you're worshiping? Because if you believe that God does not have the power of comprehension and cannot understand how things can go from one thing to something brand new and beautiful, then you believe in a dumb God. And why would you believe in a God that's not intelligent enough to recognize the difference between how something could have started and how something can become something else? I don't care what happened during the birthday party where the guy got the other guy's head cut off or whatever. That's not why I would celebrate my birthday. That's not what I think about when I celebrate my birthday. And most people I know, even the theists that I know, they don't celebrate their birthday in a manner to disrespect God. They celebrate their birthday and they actually thank God. All the theists I know, when they celebrate their birthday, they're like, thank you, God, for allowing me another year on this planet. But you're telling me that God is still looking? Nah, that one king that one time, he cut that joker's head off. No. I cannot understand how somebody could believe in God and also equally believe that God is that dumb. And whenever you have a corporation trying to get you to use your mind in one instance and completely not use it in another instance, that it just blows my mind. And this is the thing. This isn't the first time. They're on video several times telling people to use their mind, use their power of reason, research, look at things.
Now, if they just take the time to check the facts, they'd see that they're being lied to, but they don't check the facts. When you hear something, check it out. Don't just circulate it, don't just believe it, check it out.
This isn't the first time, but only when it helps them, not when it helps you. Only when it helps them. Because if it's something that you're researching and you're looking up and it's negative toward the organization, they're not going to tell you, well, take the information, bring it back to us, and we'll sit down and we'll chop it up and we'll disprove it. Now, the reason you should find that amazing is because if you ever go through life, let's say like I'm dating somebody and the woman I'm dating, like my ex-girlfriend, keeps coming and just keeps lying to her, right? Every time the woman I'm dating brings back one of these lies, I'm able to disprove it easily. What do you think that do to our relationship? It strengthens it. It strengthens the trust. And it makes her less likely to listen to the other side. You understand what I'm saying? So if the ex-Jehovah Witnesses are so bad, then whatever they're saying, bring it back and let's just show why it's not true. So you can deepen your relationship and deepen the trust in the organization. But they're not asking you to do that. They're telling you to ignore the evidence, ignore the things that's being said, ignore what these people's stories are. That's not the behavior of somebody who's trying to get to the truth and trying to understand what the truth actually is. That's the behavior of somebody with something to hide. Now, if you ever find yourself trying to logically put things together and you're not being presented with all the facts, can you really say you care about the truth? As they say in this paragraph? Because there's only really one way to get to the truth. And even then, it's really hard. Like, you could still get it wrong. But you need to hear the opposition and you need to hear the prosecution or whatever. I don't know. Take whatever side you want to take in that. But there's the prosecution and there's the defense. There's no reasonable court in the world who only listens to one side. Every court listens to both sides, and once both sides is heard, and once each story is presented, then they're both looked at equally, and then the choice can be made as to what we believe the truth is. And you can get at least as close as possible. But with the Jehovah Witnesses, they want you to listen to one side and one side only, and it just happens to be their side. So this is why you really need to listen and pay attention to people who are trying to gaslight you. Because one way that you can confront gaslighting is to not accept things that you know to be wrong. Don't accept them. You cannot accept them. If somebody tries to tell you and try to convince you that there's something wrong with you and you know there's not, the only way that gaslighting can work is if you accept it. Is if you say, well, you're right. Maybe it is something wrong with me. Maybe there is a problem here. Because if you accept that, then they just pile on after that. Remember the last time we talked, we both agreed that you don't have a good memory. We both agreed that you get stuff wrong a lot. We both agreed that I didn't say what you thought you heard me say. And then they use that in the next situation, and the next situation, and the next situation, until you get to the point where you can't believe the stuff that comes out of your own mouth. You need to depend on somebody else to make the decisions and the choices for you. And then you're really brainwashed. And there's no way out. Anyway. I just got irritated by that, so I wanted to bring that to y'all. So, you know what to do. This is the ExJw video, so make sure the word gets out. Please like, comment, and share the video with as many people as possible. And if you're new to the channel, subscribe. Your knees is looking amazing today. You have some very sexy kneecaps, and I don't think anybody else is going to compliment your kneecaps today. So if you want to thank me for complimenting your kneecaps, you can thank me by subscribing. And if you're already subscribed, just say thank you for the kneecap compliment, Jay. Anyway, it's your boy, Jay the Comedian. I hope y'all having a great day. I'm having a great day. Holla at your guala. Deuces.
if they just take the time to check the facts, they'd see that they're being lied to, but they don't check the facts. When you hear something, check it out. Don't just circulate it, don't just believe it, check it out.